So students love the fact that they have almost instantaneous access to their grades on the course management system. But mostly what they like is their sense of connection and communication with the course. We have a new faculty orientation here every year, and we always bring a number of live undergraduate students for the new faculty to observe. And we put them on a panel, and we say, this is what they look like. They're undergrads. Aren't they cute? And then we let them talk. And one of the things they say loud and clear is that they really want their courses to be managed on WebCT. And one girl said, I think, which put it best, she's taking 5 classes. 3 of the professors are actively using WebCT at some level to manage the course, whether it's a course outline and a few notes or course outline and grading. But she said 3 of her classes did that and 2 of them didn't. And she said every day, usually multiple times a day, she'd go into WebCT, and there are her 3 courses there, and she'd say, oh, I wonder what's going on with this, connect with that. But she said she felt so disconnected from those other 2 courses. And she felt like the professors didn't care as much to communicate. Now, these professors would tell you, I think that's horrible communication. I want the students to come to my office. I don't think I should have to use these tools. And fairly so, they'll tell you it's just too much work. I got enough to do. I don't want to have to put all this up. And we try in our center to give them as much support as possible. But the students expect it. And they're coming out of high school experiencing it and expecting it now. Because most high schools have some kind of learning management system or other where the teachers put assignments and things up, or they'll say, I'll put the rest of the references up tonight. And that's been for a number of years. So they're used to it. I don't think for most people coming in to the academy today at this level are going to have much of an issue with using course management systems, because most of you as TAs have probably managed courses on course management systems. Which one it is kind of irrelevant in some ways, frankly. You'll get used to whatever it is. Some are clunkier than others, some are more annoying than others. Not to the students, they don't care. They're just in there, they're whipping around, they're getting what they want, and out they go. So that's another important piece of this electronic age that really has changed to become the standard. Now, those 2 pieces together, some kind of PowerPoint keynote presentation system and the learning management system, is the most common model today, is where the students are looking at some kind of notes to be available on some kind of course management system. What this presentation is, I'll be honest with you, I didn't put this together just for you today. This is a presentation that I gave in Glasgow, Scotland at the Conference for Improving University Teaching last summer. And it's really talking about wireless internet technologies in the classroom from 2 perspectives. From the classroom management perspective, which is what we hear the most about. We do not have pan-campus wireless at Carleton right now. We've got a lot of wireless, but there are still spots where there isn't wireless. Student spaces are wireless, some classrooms, although most of the wireless you'll find in the classrooms is actually bleed from common areas. It wasn't really put in there intentionally. And we faced, I work sort of on the academic computing committee I chair, which is what's looking at making wireless all over campus. We want it, everybody expects it, it will come. But who did all the pushback come from when we wanted to put wireless all over campus? Yeah, why? They don't want it in their classrooms. And there's some very good reasons why not. So this presentation is sort of about dealing with this. Should you or should you not? People think there's all these technologies that really don't exist. About, like, you can put a blocking switch on the classroom so you can just turn the wireless off in this room. That was a rumor for a while. A lot of people wanted that. Well, wireless can be, but in order to be effective, is not very precise location-wise. I know people who never have put internet in their houses. They just use their neighbor's wireless all the time, because it bleeds from house to house. And so it's very difficult to say we're going to have wireless running in this classroom, but next door I'm going to flick a switch and turn the wireless off. It just doesn't work like that. And we're not sure we'd want to, and that's one of the questions this asks, is why do you want to? Or, these other models, like get everybody to put tinfoil on their heads or something, and, people have a number of ways they think about controlling these things. But the classroom management piece is a serious piece. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about, is that. But the flip side to this is the absolutely beautiful wealth of opportunities for classroom engagement and activities and ways that our students can become actively engaged in their learning that we never had the potential to do before. Inside the classroom with wireless, or at the very least inside the classroom with internet, so that we can bring the world in and do a whole number of things. So part of this is talking about the classroom management bit, and I think it will be an issue as you move into teaching in the next couple of years more than it ever has before, and all the problems are not ironed out and everything is not solved. There are universities who've banned laptops in classrooms. This is difficult because a number of students would like to take their notes on their laptops. That's their way they best interact, and you know, it used to be you write your notes, and if you handwrite your notes, that's how you learn the material. For some people, it's typing them. And these, again, are students who have been so used for so long to having something typed. In high schools now, the expectation is that students are handing materials in typed. It was only 7 or 8 years ago that universities were not allowed, by policy, they had decided that they would not allow professors to require things to be typed. So people could hand them in handwritten if they wanted to, and they were not to be penalized. Now we've gotten to a point where high school teachers can require things to be typed. So the whole electronic piece is different. And frankly, your students, your new undergraduate students, as they come up, their handwriting skills are just sucking big time because they're not writing anything anymore. Even in their, you know, they'll write a certain amount still in classes and in their exams, but the whole penmanship thing is going to get lost by about grade 3 because they're starting teaching typing pretty much in grade 1 now. And you know, that causes a lot of gasping and sucking in of air by a lot of the academy who says, you know, is this a lost art? But some will say, is it a necessary art? There's huge debate in the linguistic fields right now about electronic communication language, and do you need to type YOU if you gets the message across? So things are changing, and they're changing faster and in more dramatic ways than we've ever seen them change before. Students are living on their laptops. They are typing their notes in on their laptops, and to say to somebody who uses that, you can't open your laptop for risk that you may be on your Facebook, really is going to be a difficult one. So that's what this whole thing, let's see how this works. We're going to try it again. Whoops. We got a really cool delay on this. I believe, honestly, that the wireless classroom, the wireless internet classroom, is the single largest change that we have seen in universities since universities began. And that sounds like a dramatic statement, but if you really pull it apart and think about it, and think how and why it's changed, it has changed absolutely everything about this physical space that we call the university classroom.